This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Here's Walker. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Kenneth Walker with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the rout is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Going quickly out wide to Moore. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
He's going to look deep for Moore. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Walker will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Get 300! Get 300!
Walker once more, and he's going the wrong way again. He'll lose yardage here back to the 5. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Bengals grab it, and he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
Starting to get the sense throughout the league that more of the special teams coordinators give their guys the green light to bring the ball out because everyone wants big plays to happen. I don't know if that philosophy will hold after that error there.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. DJ Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Herbert now. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Drake Jackson in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Now it's Herbert. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween. And now
here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're thinking to yourself, any ball that's in the air, you become receiver and defensive back. You've got to go compete for the ball so you don't get another one picked off.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rodgers finding Hardman here over the middle. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Throw out wide to Walker. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground. Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And this is going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Drake Jackson. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. On play action, now Rodgers. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And now here is another interception. picked off by Madden.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. DJ Moore on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bengals would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Extra point right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone.
McCole Hardman on the return. The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Third quarter begins with a run by Walker.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 12-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Bengals.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Throwing is Rodgers. Past the 20. 10. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 40 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Ken Walker,
his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Matthew Wright set to kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down.
finding space at the 40. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
No, they're not. And right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's fourth down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On fourth down, Herbert. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They'll get 23 yards there. And that leads to a New York first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Throwing on second and long. Herbert under pressure, and they got to him again. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
You hate those situations. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11.
And now Herbert a little unsure of things, so he's going to go ahead and call a timeout.
It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Herbert. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. To throw again on second down. Herbert. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Justin Herbert keeping it himself from 7 yards out.
And the Jets are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. The Bengals drive about to get going. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Running room at the 50. Look out. The 20. He will score. Touchdown, Jets.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. He's at the 30. 10. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Bengals.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it. And you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
The 71 yards on the ground here for Swift. He's got a first down as well.
And And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Got his man. It's Williams. Pitch and catch there good for 13. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they get 4 there on 4th and inches. Swift going to try up the middle. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
Once again, it's Swift.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Marcus Williams getting the sack from the secondary.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. From the 50, here's Herbert.
Quick slant to Brown. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping to hold a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great